I'm Kelly McCarren and welcome to The Formula. Today, I've got the one and only Max May here in the studio, ready to chat all things makeup. Okay, Max, you've spent over 2 decades defining the looks we rip out of magazines and now screenshot. As, I don't know, not many people are buying magazines these days. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to be a magazine person again. And then I simply just.
I love a magazine.
I do. I love just feeling like, lying on a beach and reading a magazine. You just feel very
chic.
What have you seen change in how people approach beauty from 20 years ago to now?
My gosh. Wow.
Well, like the biggest shift.
Yeah. I guess the biggest shift is like accessibility, like what we have access to. It's just an abundance of information and knowledge. And people are just like, I feel like people are really baffled or by it because it's just like coming at them from left, right, and center. So I really feel like people kind of are a little bit lost in the sense of like what they really want for themselves. They're kind of bamboozled with what everybody else is doing and wearing. So I do find people are that would be the biggest thing, is people are quite complex about what they should be doing for themselves.
You've just actually blown my mind. It sounds so simple, but you know how we always joke or we make silly memes and such about how we looked like trolls growing up when we were teenagers and the teens today are like so hot and slaying their makeup routines. It's because they have access to tutorials and they're watching influencers and they're watching masterclasses and that sort of thing. That's why we didn't have access.
No, we didn't.
That's why we were trolls.
We didn't. Well, we had magazines and we waited for every month for it to come out.
And they were glossy.
We read what was hot.
You couldn't learn too much from them. Like, you're not going to learn techniques from a magazine. No. That's the excuse. I also do think that the ugly stage is character building. That's why we've all got great senses of humor.
Exactly. And will that next generation? I don't know. Maybe they won't.
They're just going to be flops.
Yeah.
Just flops.
Yeah.
I'm going to run you through, remind you of some really popular products over the last 20 years that I'm sure you've used and maybe you still do. Yeah. I want to know if you love them at the time and if you still use them today or would if they still existed.
Yes.
Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser.
Oh, did I get into it? No, I didn't. It was a little bit like, no, not. And I don't know if I would.
Well, also it's not very, like, you'd have to, I guess, the ease of use at home, but you're not going to use it on a set.
No, not for me.
Yeah, not for you.
Not for me, but I can see where, like, it kind of connected with people.
Okay.
For sure.
YSL Touche Éclat.
I still use it.
Do you?
Yeah, it'd be top, like, 10 products in my kit. I still use it. Nobody has replicated that product other than, By Terry tried to, because she actually invented it. And so she came out with that whole range.
Ah, yes.
But I still use it, particularly on set when I'm shooting beauty, because it's just so sheer and it's so responsive with it being undetectable.
Would you say it's better for young people though?
Used in the right way, it can be used for everybody. Like, I love using it if I've done a bold lip and I want to clean up the edges. And I'll use it because it just brightens those edges and brings the lip forward. If I want to clean up a liquid liner, I'll use it to pop in there. But then I'll go in and I'll mix it in with my concealers when I'm laying them down to give a little bit of brightness, or if there's a little bit of darkness in the inner corner, I'll pop it in there if I want like that no makeup look.
Yeah.
Which when I'm shooting editorial, generally we don't want to see anything on the skin.
Exactly.
So for me, I love it. Still use it.
Love. Yeah. The OG naked eyeshadow palettes.
Still got it. Don't use it. Just kept it because it was such an iconic moment.
So nostalgic, right? I finally bit that because I was just like, I simply do not have the room to store these and I'm not going to use them. But I did keep them for ages because I was like, I feel a connection with them. There's so much nostalgia.
That tin case of mine
it
literally looks like people have driven over it. It's banged and scratched, but I converted my garage into a makeup studio. So I have wall units and I keep all my eyeshadows all stacked, and it's in the kit with a few other like old school Dior palettes and things that I just think,
you don't want to
one day I'm going to need that for something.
Because would you use it? Like if you were desperate for a shade?
Probably wouldn't use it, but as a reference, I could pull it out because it's a color in there that was just really iconic to that moment. Or like I work with a lot of makeup brands, so maybe I would need to draw on the particular colors and why those colors worked. And I just think also as well, it was just one of those palettes that I was just like, every day. On set, celebrity clients, I was ripping out that palette and everyone was
knew
just
it.
like, how did you get that palette? Like, where did you get that palette?
Because it was so hard to.
Yeah.
I feel like that palette to me was the start of the general public getting obsessed with makeup products.
Yes.
Like that's the product
With
that I think
eyeshadow.
of. Yes, exactly. Not just like putting one thing.
Yeah.
You know, those tiny little quads that our mums used back in the day. Kylie lip kits, like the original matte.
Yeah, never got into them. I've got one Kylie pencil. I never got into those lip kits. I'm not into those matte lipsticks. It's not my vibe. So no.
Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation.
My aunt still uses, I'm pretty sure, a replica or a version that they relaunched of that. And she reminded me very similar to, I don't know if you remember when Estee Lauder changed their iconic foundation recipe and all the old ladies went absolutely nuts. My aunt was losing it when they discontinued.
She was into the mousse.
Loved that mousse.
Does she have oily skin? Oh.
Loved it.
Oh my goodness. So she's still on board, okay, but you were not.
Never.
No. Very thick.
Yeah.
Tarte Shape Tape.
That's the concealer, right?
Yeah. You know that and people in the 2016 YouTube era were doing like the huge triangles under their eyes and
don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of colors that I use as highlighters, and in fact, they just launched a cream stick version.
The blur.
I am using that on my mature girls, and let me tell you, I'm loving it, and they are loving it as well. I have lost many of those sticks since purchasing them because the girls are swiping them. They're really good.
I agree.
Look
and
out.
I've seen a couple of reviews. People don't like them, and I agree with you. I love it.
Oh, tap it on the finger and just tap it on the face and let it out. It's so smoothing.
It's beautiful. It's blurring.
Heaven. Pop a little bit of oil in there if you want to thin it out, and then paint it on your whole face, and it just sets down.
Gorgeous. The Becca Champagne Pop.
Oh my God. My love for Becca is just it's so iconic.
Were you so happy last year when they brought back with Smashbox?
Yes, yeah. And so I shot some Becca campaigns back in the day, and it's just like a ride or die product for me. The highlighters, the liquid highlighters, they were the first to do that. Those foundations were amazing. The eye greases, loved it all, use it all. Still have some little skerricks of eye glosses and things still in my drawers that I've just kept because I love.
And they're irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
Finally, Jeffree Star Skin Frost. Do you remember these?
Jeffree Star.
They were literal frost, like the most tacky. It's almost like crystals on your skin highlight.
Oh,
really thick
glittery.
Frosting.
Oh gosh.
You didn't
never
use them?
tried it.
Oh, probably for the best.
No, I never tried
used
it.
to
Did you whip it out?
on the top of the cheeks, on the eyebrow. I was very into my 2016 YouTube era.
I love
look
that.
real good in real life. So your work has graced every Vogue and Bazaar page globally. How do you adapt that high gloss editorial artistry for an iPhone screen? And what's the biggest difference between setting a magazine standard then moving on to digital storytelling?
Okay. Very, very different. Yeah, less is more when I worked in fashion, and when I still work in fashion, when I go there, it's very minimal, it's very intentional. And then, when I go into my digital persona, because I do have two very different portfolios and two very different styles of work, it is a little bit more kind of polished and glossy and a little bit more kind of glam and obvious. And I layer a lot more products and things like that when I'm working in that digital space, which I think kind of more translates more into girls doing their own makeup and getting longevity and things like that. When I'm creating a picture and I'm on set doing that, it's for that moment, so I'm looking at getting the perfect finish rather than saying that this is going to last. And I guess that digital kind of makeup also translates over into very much my celebrity kind of glams.
Red
carpet where I need things to kind of last a little bit longer or they're going to go off on their day. So two very different styles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess with all of the looks that you do though, skin prep. and your skin prep and your love of it is very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
So break it down for us. Like, do you have a secret to really plumping skin and making foundation stick all day? Do you use stay all day?
Yeah.
Do you use primers? Like,
yep. I'm anti-primer.
Really?
I don't want primers. I mean, unless the primer is like a pore refiner, like one size has a pore refining silicone moment, which I'll use a lot around the nose and these kind of pore areas and stuff, and I'll put it on. But generally, primers, nah, not into it. Don't believe in it. I believe in skincare. I believe in good skin prep. So, you know, like I will do everything from doing like a Paula's Choice liquid exfoliating, and then, you know, I'll go in and do a moisture mask, and then I put my hyaluronics on, and then I put my moistures on, and then I put my sunscreen on, and then maybe I'll kind of come in and, you know, do a little bit of a primer if I absolutely need it in a patch. So yeah, skincare's a major part of what I do. I think I really built my style off that. Because
so you were doing it rather than saying, come with your skincare done type thing.
Yeah, like I was into the massages. I was really into products. And I worked out really early in my career that, you know, it was important for makeup not only to look good in the picture, but also to look good in real life, because we were moving kind of into that digital moment. So I kind of started to foresee that. So I really worked on skin. And I also noticed that girls were like, oh my God, my skin looks amazing. But also, I was just able to manipulate makeup a lot better when I put that time in to the skincare. I could see the result a lot more. So for me, it's a huge part of my career. I love it.
It's crazy like how different your makeup will look just from a few minutes massaging.
Yeah.
Like doing a nice little face massage before.
It changes everything. The way it goes down, the way it blends, the way it lasts, just your finish. Like I'm constantly, I feel like a broken record. I'm always like, guys, you want your foundation to look like that? It's not about the foundation. Like it's about your skincare. It's about your skin. Look after your skin. Like you have to take that step really seriously, because you will not get the finish that I have got without doing that.
Exactly.
Skin.
And I just got a flashback to the troll era where I would put the Maybelline Mousse on unmoisturized acneic skin.
Oh gosh.
That would have been a real treat to the eyes of anyone walking past.
Like concrete, just dry down.
Bad. You love blush.
Yeah, I've got a blush obsession.
So do I. Blush. People who don't like blush, I'm like, why? It makes you look youthful. It makes you look healthy. Like, I'm obsessed. How can people, you know, we're entering summer here in Australia. How can people easily start incorporating it into their beauty routine? Do you have any faves that you think are universally flattering, or methods of application? Because people go, oh, where should I put it? I'm like, I don't know, wherever suits you.
Definitely wear blush. Blush is for everybody. People who don't like blush, I mean, I put them in the same category as people who don't like animals.
Agree.
Like,
Because also maybe you just used a Barbie one that looks awful on you, or like an orange one.
Well, I think that people are quite scared of blush because it can go wrong. But I think our formulations have changed so much. Like there's a lot of flexibility in it now. Blush fixes so many things. It de-ages us. It brightens our skin. It brightens our under eyes. It helps, you know, contrast against under eye darkness. If you're tired, if you feel very sallow, if you know, feel like you haven't had a tan and you need some color, like it brightens up your eye color, like it volumizes your face. It does so many things.
I would rather leave the house without mascara on than blush.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
100%. Like it's just heaven.
I agree. I'm with you, sister. Applications. So I love a cream formula, but I love to layer. I layer my cream and my powder generally in a three stacker. So I'll put down my cream. I'll set all around it. Then I'll put on the powder. Generally, like I'll put a bright color down first in the cream, and then I'll put a really light version of that cream down. So say if I used a really beautiful like pink color, I would put that bright color down first, and then I'd use a really lighter version of that, and I'd dust it over the top to kind of set that cream. And then I take a little bit of that cream that I originally laid down, the brighter, and I'll just dab it on like the highest point, or maybe I'll dab it in the center of the cheek, depending on my blush style, just to give me that kind of three-dimensional kind of layering effect. And also it just helps it which is the most important thing, it really helps it last because blush evaporates
It
really,
really does.
quickly.
I always think, I'm like, if I leave the house looking a little bit clown-like, I'm okay with that because I feel like by the time I get wherever I'm going, it's going to look human.
15 minutes, it's going to sink in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that is a good thing to focus on with that situation is using a cream first because the cream will really sink into your foundation and it'll kind of sort of look like it's coming through the foundation. So I think it's really good to use a cream first and then to set it.
Agree.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorites?
Oh gosh, I am such a blush. I get around. I don't.
I do.
Nudestix.
I like them too, to be honest. Real slut for the blush.
I was going to say that, then I thought, don't say
No,
that.
no, I knew you were thinking it, so I said
I
it.
was like, don't say that. That's a bad word. Yeah, so Rare Beauty, love Rare Beauty.
Definitely not beginner friendly though.
Yeah, well, I think, it can be a little bit. Tap it on the back of your hand, work it into your brush, then put it onto your face. So kind of prime your brush first rather than dabbing it onto the cheeks like everybody does on social. Like, don't ever do that with a liquid blush. Always work it into the back of the hand. You'll get a softer, nicer effect. I really love the Dior Glow blushes. They're really sheer and very user-friendly. What else? Oh my gosh. Nudestix. Love Nudestix.
And so many shades.
Love that I can put them on eyes. I am
lips.
A little lazy. I like to use multi-use things. I love the idea of having a cream that I can put on the cheek. I put a little bit on the eyes. I put a little bit on the lips. I put the liner on and I'm like, oh, sweet.
Done.
Done.
You have an absolute roll call of icons in your list of clientele. So you've got from Mel B to Drew Barrymore. What's the most surprising or unexpected beauty ritual that you've ever witnessed from one of these high profile clients? Like just something so random that you go, that is shocking, but I'm here for it.
Oh my gosh.
Like a beauty version of, do you remember that moment where Anne Hathaway ate the cupcake from the, how did she do it? Oh, she like broke it apart and then put the icing in the middle. So it was like a little cake.
Like
so
a
then,
sandwich?
Yeah, like a cupcake sandwich. So then no bite didn't have a lot of icing. And everyone went,
oh my God, that's genius. I'm
right?
going to do that.
Yeah, so something like that, but beauty related.
Okay, I can't mention the names because I could never give away. I mean, I'm very much trusted in these positions, but I had a client who used to, instead of using a leave-in conditioner, she used to put olive oil in the ends of her hair and rock up and then want me to do like a huge blow dry.
And you were like, ma'am, I simply
I was
cannot.
like, girl, your hair looks like, I don't know. And I would be at the back with like the dry shampoo trying to kind of like get it out of the ends of her hair.
Absorbent
so I think that was probably the craziest thing. Yeah, it was the olive oil.
Let's talk about a bit of a common myth or debate, if you will. So setting powder. What is something that you see that you just go, oh my goodness, like whether it's online or just in real life when people are setting their faces? Like, do you believe in powder all over? Do you believe in more targeted? Do you think everyone needs powder?
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's so subjective, isn't it? Depending on the result you want. I use powder on every type of makeup for every type of finish. So, you know, if I'm using a radiant foundation is designed to powder. And if you don't powder it, it is going to slip and it is going to move. It will become radiant. You just need to give it a little bit of time, or maybe you need to use some sort of setting spray to kind of melt the powder in. I guess the biggest mistake that I see is the amount of powder. And I don't think that that's necessarily like, you know, a general public issue. It's what social media has, you know, tricked people into believing, and is they need to put so much on. You don't. And you don't need to, you know, put it all over. Like, you can be really specific with it. Less is more. Apply one light layer and then come back in and do another one if you're unsure. So I guess that's the biggest mistake, is that influencers, you know, making out that you need to use all this product. You know,
yeah.
And it goes across the board for all of it. Like, oh, you got to apply all this foundation on. Like that, all that foundation does not look good in life.
No.
It only looks good in front of their camera lighting, like this beautiful lighting that we have
exactly.
right here, where we've got all these beautiful highlights bouncing on us. In real life, you don't need to have all of that makeup. So I think powder, less is more. Be specific with it. Put it around the nose if you get oily there. If you've got smile lines and you find that they get a little shiny, and to enhance, put a little bit of powder there, put a little bit in the middle of the forehead. Be really kind of specific with it. And then if you get halfway through the day and you look at your face and you look like a disco ball, then just put it all over.
Then rethink that morning routine.
Maybe you need to use a bit more, but yes.
You funneled over 15 years of your secrets into the Sculpt and Define Masterclass.
Yes.
What's one signature technique that you were like, I really need to teach people this?
Yeah, I need to start that makeup course again. It went off.
I
It
remember it was
COVID,
huge.
and it went absolutely nuts. And it was a membership as well, which I wanted to break all the rules because people were doing masterclasses and they're still doing it, and it's about their look. But I said to you that before about, trends, the T word, which is such a double-edged sword for me, topic-wise. You teaching one look. That one look doesn't look good on everyone. And yeah, I understand that you can take little parts of that. And yes, that works for people as well. I agree. It's not completely wrong. But what I wanted to do with my masterclass was teach girls how to understand their face, whether it be their coloring, whether it be their face shape, and how to see that, how to recognize that, and how to enhance that with makeup specifically for them. So I had a lot of like pictures. I had a lot of color tabs that girls could look at to see what sort of skin tone they were, to work out what kind of foundation they were, what kind of blush tones they were, what kind of lip tones. And then I had like a lot of eye shapes, cheek shapes, face shapes, lip shapes. So girls could recognize what they were so that they could enhance their lip to make their face look more symmetric or enhance those features. And also it was really a big part of it was about breaking down that idea that makeup is there to cover. It's there to enhance. So we're a little bit broken in the sense that we're clickbait is to tell people, "Ooh, you want to be unfashionable this season, don't do this." Where I was like, look at your face, find the things that you love, enhance those things. And what you will actually find is that you won't see the things that you dislike because all the attention will be on the things that you love. And I think that's why it did pop off in that sense. And I still have girls that are like, can you can you do that again? Or can you just reactivate that? Because I had to close the website down because it was just like, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was old. I saw things that needed to be fixed or repaired that still talk to me about it. I have girls that turned up. I did a YSL masterclasses. They turned up with the printouts.
Oh, bless them.
I'm like, hey, in this bit when you said this, and I was like, what is that?
Oh,
and I'm looking and I was like, oh my God.
So
that was
they've got them at home, like following it while they're.
Well, it was in a downloadable PDF thing. Yeah.
But
so
they
people
then
could download it. So they
printed it out.
Yeah, they printed it out.
I love that. That's
So cute. Yeah.
Looking back over the past 20 years, what is the biggest, most revolutionary technique you've seen the average person adopt that you would never have believed possible back when you were working on those early shoots?
Oh, gosh, there's a few things. I'm going to say probably the first thing would be contouring. I have pictures on Polaroids before we went to digital. That's how old I am. Of girls on set with what I call the Lion King face on, where I'd painted the contour, painted the highlight, and I was blending it, and the photographer had come over to test the Polaroids and had taken a snap, and I still have those.
Wow.
And I think if I had only published that, or if my magazine had only published that, because when that boomed, when Kim Kardashian did that, I was just like it was like something new. All of us makeup artists were like, huh?
And all of the drag queens that had been doing the drag makeup forever, they're like, hello, sis, you did not invent this.
Yeah, well, it comes from theatre.
Exactly,
Originally, that's where it would come from theatre, and that's where we had adapted it. And we'd obviously minimized it a lot in fashion because less is kind of more in that situation, but it was something there. But you know what? It was a really defining moment for me at that point when I saw her do that, because my Instagram had been going, but I was not selling anything, let alone my lifestyle. I was just posting art pictures of me and my friends here, or going out, or a cigarette and an ashtray, or something random.
Something really artsy.
And I thought, ding, this is it. This is where we're going. This is the future. Like, this is what I need to start doing. I need to start photographing and videoing my process, because this is what people want to see.
Yeah. And to make it accessible to people that aren't
totally
ever going to be in your makeup chair.
And you know what it's like when you're in the industry? Like, I think still now I catch myself and people are like, oh, we want you to do a masterclass on this technique. And I'm thinking, surely everyone knows how to do that by now. And they're like, no, they don't. They don't. Like, this is still, like, people still want to see this. People still learning.
And just because our algorithms might be full of 10 different tutorials in half an hour, that doesn't mean that someone else's is. Theirs might be full of gardening. They don't even know that you can learn how to do a contour on TikTok or whatnot.
Agreed, yeah.
We're all obsessed with very complex routines, which I think definitely started with, you know, the 21-step skincare routines coming from Korea, which, I mean, listen, they've got beautiful skin. What is one popular ritual or step that you just go, oh God, that's so unnecessary? And why do you think we put pressure on that?
Probably unnecessary would be the amount of skincare that people are putting on pre-makeup. Not in life. I think in life, like, with your skincare, you should take it seriously, and you know, you should see a dermatologist, you should see a facialist regularly, you should invest in your skin. I mean, I have my whole life looked after my skin a lot, and there's no regrets there, definitely. But when I watch people do their skincare before makeup and they're using so many products on there, it's completely unnecessary. Your skin can only absorb so much before you put makeup on.
Well, is it also just going to then make the makeup just separate
And
it?
it's going to make the makeup move, and it's not going to make it sit. So simplicity is the key pre-makeup, you know, like if you need to exfoliate, do that. Put down a serum, put down a moisturizer, or put down an SPF/moisturizer, and just keep it really tight. Put all those products on at night.
Finally, I know that it will constantly be changing. Anyone that's in the industry, we know that we always have new favorites or old favorites. But right now, in this very moment, if you could only grab 5 makeup products, what would they be?
Gosh. 5 makeup products. Definitely my Armani Luminous Silk. I'm a diehard fan. I can make any sort of foundation out of that I need to. That would definitely be that. My circular serum from Dermalogica. I love it. Super hydrating, really lightweight. It'd be some sort of sunscreen. I'm a big sunscreen fanatic. Maybe like a Naked Sundays. I love their primer, super thick. NARS cream bronzer would probably be the next. Love it. I really want to have a pencil, Anna.
You can have 2 because I never count sunscreen. Because sunscreen's just like we need it.
We just got to have it.
Yeah.
Probably like the Makeup Forever outlining pencils, because I use them in so many different ways. I'll use them as a lip liner. I'll use it as a lip color. I use them as eyeshadows. I use them as liners. Like, they're so multifunctional. I even use like Endless Cacao as a nose contour. Put it on my finger, and then I'll just swipe it down each side of the nose for an undershadow. Like, I love it. Those pencils are like amazing. And then probably, this is kind of a random one, but probably like the YSL Lash Clash mascara in brown.
Okay.
It's like a really beautiful, like, red brown, and it's really gorgeous on like green and brown eyes. It really brings out the kind of the yellow in the brown, or really brings out the green. And in fact, you know what? It's actually really beautiful on blue eyes.
I was about to say, could it work for blue?
It's really good on everything. It has this really beautiful kind of reddish undertone, and I just love that I can kind of put it on super sheer, or I can really build it up and do like a real rock chick kind of mascara moment with it. I love it.
Okay.
I'll probably regret all of those, but
well, like, I mean, listen, this is the thing.
That's
in
hard.
this, you're going to have 5 different favorites potentially next week. So
definitely.
That is like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It is just in this moment today. Well, thank you so much. Everyone's going to have learned so much.
Thank you so much for having me. That was fun.
That was so fun.
That was a great round of questions. I love it.